New York went on strike. One young man changed everything. The streets of New York had never felt so quiet. It was Monday morning, the busiest day of the week, but everything had suddenly stopped. Buses were parked in long, silent lines. Subway stations were overcrowded. Taxi drivers struggled to keep up with thousands of desperate passengers. News channels repeated the same headline over and over. Citywide strike brings New York to a standstill. People complained. Some argued. Others worried about missing work, school, or important appointments. The crowd stood a 24-year-old college student named Ethan. He wasn't rich, he wasn't famous, he was just another young man trying to get to his part-time job. After waiting nearly an hour without any transportation, Ethan realized he wasn't going anywhere. As he turned to leave, he noticed an elderly woman sitting alone on a bench. She looked exhausted. Her hands trembled as she held a small paper bag filled with medicine bottles. Several people walked past her. Too busy thinking about their own problems, Ethan stopped. "Ma'am, are you okay?" he asked gently. The woman looked up with tired eyes. "I have another appointment at the hospital," she whispered. "My legs aren't strong enough to walk that far." Ethan checked the map on his phone. The hospital was almost 3 miles away. For a moment, he looked toward the crowded streets, then he smiled. "I'll walk with you." The elderly woman looked surprised. "You don't even know me," Ethan replied softly. "I don't have to know you to help you." They began walking through the busy streets. The pace was slow. Every few minutes, they stopped so the woman could rest. During the walk, she introduced herself as Margaret. She had lived in New York for over 50 years. Her husband had passed away several years earlier, and her children now lived in different states. She quietly admitted something that broke Ethan's heart. "I've never felt so alone." Ethan didn't know what to say. Instead, he simply stayed beside her. Sometimes silence can be more comforting than words. As they reached a busy intersection, a little girl accidentally dropped her backpack while trying to cross the street. Books scattered everywhere. Cars waited impatiently. Without hesitation, Ethan helped gather every book, while Margaret gently comforted the frightened child. The girl's father rushed over. "Thank you," he said. "You didn't have to do that," Ethan smiled. "Someone would do the same for my family." The father never forgot those words. A nearby street vendor had been watching everything. Quietly, he handed Margaret a bottle of cold water. "No charge," he said. Minutes later, another shop owner offered fresh fruit. Then a young office worker helped carry Margaret's medical bag. No one had planned it. Kindness was simply spreading from one person to another. By the time they reached the hospital, nearly 10 strangers had helped in different ways. Margaret's eyes filled with tears. "I thought people had forgotten how to care." Ethan shook his head. They were just waiting for someone to remind them. Inside the hospital, the waiting room was overflowing. Doctors and nurses worked tirelessly despite transportation problems. Ethan noticed an elderly man struggling to fill out paperwork because he had forgotten his reading glasses. Without asking for recognition, Ethan helped him complete every form. Nearby, a mother tried to calm her crying son after their appointment had been delayed for hours. Ethan reached into his backpack. He pulled out a small notebook and a pen. "Want to play a drawing game?" he asked. Within minutes, the little boy was smiling again. Even the nurses noticed. One nurse quietly said, "We've seen more frustration today than kindness. Thank you for changing that." After Margaret finished her appointment, Ethan walked her back outside. Rain had started falling. He removed his jacket and gently placed it over her shoulders. "But you'll get wet," she said. "I'll dry," Ethan answered with a laugh. As they waited under a bus shelter, a local reporter happened to notice them. She had been covering the strike all morning. Instead of filming angry crowds, she pointed her camera toward Ethan. "Can I ask why you're spending your entire day helping strangers?" Ethan looked uncomfortable. "I don't think this is news," the reporter smiled. "Actually, I think it is." He thought for a moment before answering. "My grandfather always told me something. When life becomes difficult, don't ask who will help. Ask who needs help." The interview lasted less than 2 minutes. Neither Ethan nor the reporter expected what happened next. That evening, the short video spread across social media. Millions of people watched it, not because Ethan was famous, not because he performed a miracle, but because his kindness felt real. The next morning, something incredible happened. Volunteers gathered across New York. Students offered free rides on bicycles, restaurants, gave free meals to elderly residents, community. Groups organized walking teams to help people reach hospitals. Local businesses handed out water and snacks. Neighbors, who had never spoken before, began helping one another. The strike was still happening, but something inside the city had changed. Several days later, Ethan received a handwritten letter. It was from Margaret. Inside was an old photograph. It showed her and her late husband standing on the exact same street where Ethan had first found her. The letter read, "Dear Ethan, that morning, I believed I had been forgotten. You reminded me that kindness still lives in this city. You didn't just help me reach the hospital. You helped me find hope again. Thank you for walking beside me. With gratitude, Margaret." Ethan folded the letter carefully and smiled. He never expected a simple decision to change so many lives. He had only wanted to help one person. Instead, he reminded an entire city that compassion is stronger than frustration. The buses eventually returned. The trains began running again. Life slowly returned to normal. But people remembered something far more important than the strike itself. They remembered the young man who proved that even when a city stops moving, kindness never has to. And sometimes, the greatest change doesn't begin with wealth, power, or fame. It begins with one ordinary person who simply chooses to care.